I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 142. Just a reminder before we start that you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Vero at Rated G for Gamers. You can always email us at info@ratedgforgamers.com. Please rate and review us on iTunes. We appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rotino. This is my co-host, Dan. I can hardly wait for Smash Brothers Ultimate. Robinson.
What's going on, man?
What's going on? Smash is coming out very soon in just a couple of days.
It's coming out like Friday, like within a week. This Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I'm excited. This Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It's the it's the last big game of the holiday season, Christmas one.
Christmas? Just Christmas?
Christmas. We have a Christmas 2, which would make
we're not gonna get to this again.
10 Robinson avoiding the argument.
Just Christmas.
I love it. You've grown so much, Dan.
Anyway, it's just Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I got one thing to correct. On Black Friday, it was like Black Friday weekend, I should say. Black Friday is no longer like a real thing. It's like Black Friday weekend, right? Because now it's like Cyber. Mm-hmm. It's not even Cyber Monday. It's like Cyber Week. Right?
Yeah, they just keep extending the deals.
They keep extending the deals because they want you to keep buying.
Yeah, that was fine by me, you know.
So the Smash Brothers GameCube controller
mm-hmm.
for the Switch came out. I don't know, like before Thanksgiving, and it was sold out everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
Like from what I saw, it was sold out everywhere. Mm-hmm. So of course, when I saw like 2 left at Best Buy on Black Friday weekend, I had to pick one of them.
Gotta get them.
Mm-hmm. Gotta get them. And I go into GameStop. I don't know, a couple of days ago, mm-hmm. and they had like 50,000 of them.
Hey, well,
they were fully. Everybody is fully stocked with GameCube controllers.
Mm-hmm.
For Smash Brothers release.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta say, I got a big thumbs up to Nintendo for not making the game controllers scarce.
Yeah, there you go. It's not like when the Amiibos first came out and they only put out so many and they're like, yeah, we're done. And everyone's like, what? we didn't realize these were going to be limited time, And then they ended up.
We have new Amiibos, Smash Amiibos that came out.
Oh, they're coming.
No, we have new Smash Amiibos came out. We got the Link, the two one that came out, the Pokemon one, and some other one. I can't.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna get crucified. I don't know every Nintendo character ever made in the history.
Come on now, Dad. How do you not know that? How do I
know this random character I've never seen before?
Exactly. How do you not know that, Dad? How do you not know everything about everything? Jesus.
I just don't. I just don't, but I do know. You know what I do know? I know I picked up that Toon Link one.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I gotta get it. I have not seen it yet. I'm assuming you got it at GameStop.
Yes. Well,
right?
picked it up. Okay. I did pick it up at GameStop. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm ready for Smash, baby. I want to pick up the special edition with the GameCube controller inside. I know. I just like the way the special edition looks.
Oh,
take it back. Wait. Rewind. It's not the GameCube controller. It has the Pro controller, the Smash Brothers Pro controller.
I see. Different. Yes. Different.
I mean, it's the same Pro controller with like different artwork on it, right?
Different than the GameCube variety. Like,
yes,
it's the standard Pro controller just with.
It just has the Smash logo on it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm in the market to get another Pro controller. I already have a Pro controller that I love. I use it. I use my Switch mainly. In dock mode. Mm-hmm. Use it as my console for my living room.
Yep.
But when we get into what we're playing, I'll tell you, I've changed that a little bit. I'll tease it a little bit until later.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
But I am in the market to get a new Pro controller. So I think why not get the special edition, Smash Brothers with the Pro controller all in one.
Yeah.
Don't know how much it costs, but I'm gonna. Hopefully, it's not sold out. I'm gonna pick it up at the Nintendo store. Hopefully, they'll have it.
I think they should. I think they would.
Pro tip: never assume, because some things are only GameStop exclusives.
Oh, that is definitely true, right?
I gotta check to see if it's a GameStop.
GameStop, Best Buy exclusive. Jesus, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember. Quick little aside. I remember way back in the day when I used to work at Electronics Boutique before GameStop bought them out, right? Every now and again, we'd have like pre-order bonuses and whatnot, right? And sometimes we would not sell out of the pre-order bonuses, right? So I'd get like extra mission discs and, sometimes like a free guide or a keychain or a thing or whatever. One time I had the opportunity and I passed on them. We got Ready to Rumble boxing shorts.
Wait, that game that was like on a Dream is that Ready to Rumble game that was like on a Dreamcast PS.
Yeah, like way back when. They had these like ultra thin, like super horrible material. They were like worse than cotton, just like promotional item. Like not even like a pre-order. They just like gave it to the store to like, here, you guys go ahead and do something with this. And like none of us wanted it.
You could have framed some Ready to Rumble boxes. Could have framed it and put it up on a wall.
You know what? You figure like now.
Next to your Game Boy picture.
You figure like, yeah, right. Hang it up in the office. Yeah, no. You figure like now, like us, like being these big collectors, that you kind of look back on something like that, and you're like, damn, I really wish. No, I don't want it.
No, I can't see that. No, you could have wore it.
Probably would have disintegrated.
You could have wore it.
No, that is a big no.
It'll go with your Iron Man boxes.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. And they're underoos, thank you. Iron Man underoos.
Listen, I'm man enough. I'll wear some Ready to Rumble boxes, baby.
But trust me,
I'm man enough.
If you saw these things, you would understand why.
Didn't one of the characters have like a big afro?
Yeah. He was like the main guy. He was on the cover of the I forget his name, but yeah.
Yeah, I had that on the Dreamcast. I think that was the best version, right? The Dreamcast version.
Yeah, I think they also put it out on PS2, but yeah,
it was on the PS2. No, it was on PS2. It was N64, and it was on Dreamcast. But I think the Dreamcast version was the better version.
Oh yeah.
I played a little bit of it on the N64, like way back when. Yeah, I thought it was terrible.
If I'm not mistaken, they had Hillary Clinton in there. And I think Michael Jackson, too. It was weird.
I know they had Michael Buffer doing an announcing.
That's right. You can't get any more authentic than the guy for boxing, right?
At the time, yes. Well, I think he's still going on.
He is, as far as I can tell.
Still going on. Oh, yeah. So, wait, real quick. I didn't know if I told you this before we started recording. Netflix has just canceled Daredevil after 3 seasons.
No way.
Yep.
That show was fantastic.
It was. People love season 1. They were, season 2, people really liked it. It was like, okay, not as good as season 1, and people really liked season 3. It is officially canceled by Netflix. The only thing that's left is Jessica Jones and Punisher. Yes.
Punisher. You know what this means, right?
Well, I think Punisher is still shooting season 2. I don't know about Jessica Jones. They just finished season 2 like a couple of months ago.
No, a while ago. Jessica Jones season 2 was like last year at least.
No. Jessica season 2 was this year. I think it was I think it was in the summer.
Oh, maybe. Well, you know what this means, though, right?
That means I was right.
This pretty much means you were right. They are canceling all of the shows and relieving Netflix of the obligation. Well, I wouldn't say the obligations, but the contract, so they can move them all to Disney. All right, it's starting to make sense now.
Well, the streaming service is supposed to start next year.
Right, and they got to have content, and they need more than just Disney movies, right? Just like the cartoons, they got to have variety. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. If Disney, if the new Disney streaming service has all of the Marvel TV shows, and they have
and the movies, obviously, right?
And the movies, and they have more because there's like rumored to be some TV shows from Marvel characters that are, like some of the bad guys. I can't think of it off the top of my head. It was like one of the bad guys supposed to get like either like a little mini series or something on a new streaming service.
I will make an Electro mini series or something.
Yeah, something like that. I will invest. I will pay for the Disney streaming service.
Sure.
I got to be honest. I like a few of the Netflix original movies. I'm not a big fan.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be honest. I'm not a big fan. I go through Netflix and it's more and more originals and none of the stuff that I originally got Netflix, so I don't have to go to Blockbuster, right? Or
I mean, it was the way to watch the new releases or the classics or the whatever, and that was their thing for a while. They're just going to build up this movie library and get all these licenses and whatnot, right? But they realized. I mean, I think very smartly that there's going to be other people vying for these as well. There's going to be those companies that they get the licenses from, the MGMs, the Disneys, the whatever, that are going to say like, well, we can do what you're doing, and we own the property. We're just licensing this out to you, right? We can just take it all back. So they're like, well, we can do our own original content, and then that's ours, and then it's on our platform, and
people are paying us to stay. Like people are going to pay us to stream, right? And that's revenue, consistent revenue, right there.
Yeah, and we get some beautiful stuff. Like, I don't know if you've seen Narcos. Narcos is fantastic.
Well, it's different than like before, because Disney's not going to have their own like brick and mortar store to do rentals, right? So it was different when it was like Blockbuster and Hollywood Video, but now Netflix put all those companies out of business. Now they see they can do it themselves. Here's the problem. What happens when all of those companies do it themselves? And there's no central hub to see all of these movies. Now you got to pay $10 to 50 different studios to see their.
Sure. That's exactly what Netflix realized. Like there's no way we can get all this stuff. There's going to be competition, right? Because as cable is basically gone, right? There's almost no reason besides sports to get cable, right? Everything is streaming or whatever, and there's all these niche services, and you can find whatever you want online in some way, shape, or form, right? And instead of paying like $50 a month, you can pay like $10 a month and get like a bunch of content.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I spend just as much as, if not more, time on YouTube than I do watching TV. Like I have my DVR set for, I have my DVR set for all the shows that I like.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I watch it when I can. And I rarely watch anything live anymore because of work and games and just travel. So, I think I may be looking to cut the cord eventually. I got to be honest. I never thought I would say it, but I think I will.
Like I don't know if I told the story on here before, but when I moved into my new place, I had a router that I wanted to use, right? And Verizon Fios. I think you have Fios too, right?
I do. That's one of the main reasons why I have cable, because I have a great package with the highest speed internet that they offer.
Yeah, which is it's great and all, but if you want to have cable, like you have to use their like all-in-one multimedia box, which is the modem. It's got the router with the Wi-Fi built in, and it's got the cable decoder, right? So it all has to go into that thing, and then it goes to all your different devices and computers and whatever else. And I found out a way to use my own router and not use their thing, because the Wi-Fi is not so great on there, I think. And I spent a lot of money on the router. So like when the guy came by to hook up the cable, I'm like, can you use this router? And he's like, look, if I do this for you, you won't be able to have cable. And I'm like, fine. I didn't even think about it for a second. I'm like, it's not a problem. I'm never going to go back to cable. So, and he's like, all right, I got you. So he spliced the wire, turned it into an Ethernet cord, and then boom, I use my own router. So I'm good.
Nice. No, I think you told me that story.
Oh, okay.
I remember that. I remember that story. But one thing Netflix does have going for it, well, they did have going for it, and now they're probably not going to have it going forward. It is TT Games, Telltale Games.
Good old Telltale, which is now more or less defunct.
Yes, Telltale Games have now. I think they finished. This was one of the last projects that they were working on. Minecraft Story Mode. It launched on Netflix. I have not played it yet on Netflix. I don't know how it works. I mean, I can see the button prompts.
Yeah.
as far as making the decisions, but
Right.
you do a lot of walking around, right? And you don't have a thumbstick on your remote control, so I don't know how that's going to work.
No, like, yeah, it just like it feels kind of weird, right? You use you use the stick to look around and to like move, and So I don't know. I'm actually very curious too. It's a game you can play on Netflix.
It's a game you can play on Netflix.
Yeah, first of its kind, I think.
Dave, you get any good pickups this week?
Oh, did I get some good pickups, Dan? I got one pickup. I'm very happy about it. If you peep the Instagram, I am now the proud owner of a Miracle piano for the Nintendo.
What? Oh, who? Wait. Who? What? I saw it on Netflix. I mean, Netflix. I saw it on Instagram when you posted it, and I was like, just wait until we record. You can tell me all about it. Yeah. What the hell is Miracle Piano? I have no idea what this is.
Miracle Piano was a combination kit. It was a Nintendo game that would teach you how to play piano, and it came with a keyboard, a miniature keyboard. It wasn't a full 88 keys, right? It's not a full 88 keys, the one that I have, and had a keyboard with like 6 program instruments, little volume knob, and you would use a Nintendo cartridge to teach you how to play, right? And also came with like a songbook and whatnot. I just have the keyboard and the official power supply that came with it. The lady who I got it from, she may or may not have the cartridge. I said, look, you have my info. If you find it, please let me know, right? So I got the keyboard for a very good price, right? And I dealt with this lady before, so it was interesting to see that she had this again. The thing of it is, like, she was dealing on behalf of her mother, who had a house full of stuff, right? And I remember going there before, and I picked up a couple of Dragon Warrior games. I think I got a NES Advantage and something else. I did it.
Oh, you picked it up from the same lady. Okay, I remember that. I remember those.
I did. And I remember doing a trade with our Instagram friend Black Label Gaming, which was awesome. I traded him some of the Dragon Warrior games, and he traded me some PC games and whatnot. So like that was like super cool. And I remember the old lady. I was talking to her daughter online. I remember the old lady who was there. She was very sweet. And I went by this time, and the daughter was there, and we kind of greeted and with this and that. I tested out the piano a little bit, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm just cleaning out, some stuff in the house and this and that." And I basically pieced together that the mother passed away, which was kind of like super sad, because I was like, "Oh, she's a nice little old lady and whatnot," but I think the daughter was there to kind of sell everything off, just kind of piece by piece. So she was putting all this stuff online and whatnot, and I didn't say anything because I don't really think it's my place or position or whatnot. But yeah, I mean that's it's pretty much what went down. So it was a little bit bittersweet in that case.
Okay.
But yeah,
you got the Miracle Piano. I
got the Miracle Piano out of it.
I've honestly never heard of this thing before.
You'll have to come by and play it. It's great.
This is where we can put it together with the Rock Band drum set.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be an awesome 2-man band.
So I got a couple of pickups.
You did?
Just a few.
Okay.
I picked up Transformers Rise of the Dark Spark for the Wii U.
Oh, interesting.
Got to be honest, people think this is one of those underrated games, Transforming games.
Mm-hmm. Possibly a hidden gem.
Possibly a hidden gem. It actually still retails for like $20, $30, $20 $30, brand new. I got it for
a good price.
I got it for like $6 GameStop, which is shocking because even used is like $15, $20, like $15, $18 on Wookiee. So I got it when I saw it for like $6 at GameStop. I was like, nope, gotta buy it. I was gonna buy it brand new for like $28, but I get $6 used.
There you go. As long as it's still in good condition, which I assume it is.
Still in good condition. I picked up Solomon's Key for the NES.
Oh, classic. Konami game, I think.
Wasn't there Solomon's Key 2 that was like a Japanese only release, and then they released Fire and Ice?
Yeah, Fire and Ice was kind of like I don't want to say spiritual successor, but maybe. I mean, it came from the same company, I think, just like later on in the Nintendo life cycle.
Yeah, more of a puzzle game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solomon's Key a little more actiony, but yeah, solid game.
And I think Solomon's Key is on the Nintendo Online too.
Oh, no way.
I think it's on Nintendo Online. I could have sworn.
That's a classic game. Everybody go and spin that game up and spend a couple minutes with it if you can.
So I also picked up Bram Stoker's Dracula for the SNES.
Dracula. Right.
Well, I have the Sega CD version, which is totally different.
Really?
Than the Genesis and SNES version.
Right? That was like back in the day when like sometimes you get a completely different version of the game. That's insane.
Yeah, totally different. I picked up Kung Fu Kid for the Sega Master System.
Kung Fu Kid.
Think of it's just like the Kung Fu game that we played when we were on the NES. Actually, the game Kung Fu Kid reminds me more of the Karate Kid game.
Ooh, that's not good. Karate Kid game was not good. But I mean, I think I understand what you're saying.
Well, gameplay wise, it reminded me.
Right.
Okay, so gameplay wise, it reminded me more of the Karate Kid. Didn't know this. I thought I had Battlefield Bad Company 2.
But no.
Apparently I didn't.
Missing from your collection.
So now I have all the Battlefield games.
Hey.
I have it. I picked it up for the Xbox 360.
Yeah. Nice.
Still trying to bolster up the Vita collection. I have like 90 something Vita games. I picked up Hot Shots Golf.
Hey, Hot Shots Golf was fantastic. Yeah.
Well, sticking with golf, I picked up Golf Story for the Switch. That came out from Limited Run. Finally
came the RPG golfing game. There you go.
RPG golfing game. It's not part of what I've been playing right now, but I did play like 30 minutes of it when I first got it. You got to get back into that.
Right. It's supposed to be really good.
I got to get back into the actual golfing mechanic. That's what I'm probably going to restart it and start it over.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole like RPG element to it. It's crazy.
And I also picked up Darksiders 3 for the Xbox One. Totally, I think, okay game, right?
Totally, I think, okay game. Yeah, it's and the Dave scale and the low end, apparently.
It's so Dave, as we always try to start the show, but epically fail. I will go first this time.
Hey, by all means, Dan. Let me know what you've been playing.
I've been playing. I've been playing Darksiders 3.
Hey, I couldn't have guessed.
Hey, yes, I played Darksiders 3. It is a completely okay game.
Yeah. So you're. I'm going to assume you're probably not going to beat it.
I gotta be honest. It is tough. When I mean tough, when I mean tough, I don't mean tough in the sense of it's not beatable, but they make it hard where if you lose a boss battle, you go back to the beginning of the level.
Ooh, okay. You don't just start at the boss again. No,
you don't start at the boss again.
That'd be too easy.
And you would think they would start that maybe somewhere down the line. No, boss won. I lost the first fight. Boss won.
Kick you right back to the beginning of the game.
Kick me right back at the beginning of the game. I was like, wow, okay, they're not playing with this one, man. If I could be totally honest, I don't see this being an Xbox One PS4 game. This honestly, if I was to say here is Darksiders 3 and not tell you what system it's on, you would probably think I was playing an Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 game.
Ooh, that is not a glowing review.
It is if it was on Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3. It just the art style. I mean, it's just cartoony.
Sure.
It's cool. I like it. Don't get me wrong. This just reminds. As I was playing it, I felt like I was playing the 360 game.
Yeah. To be fair, also we are just like coming off Red Dead or still playing Red Dead. Red Dead is like Red Dead's like a Picasso painting or like a Rembrandt, right? It's art. It's beautiful. To compare that to anything else, it's not gonna hold up.
Yeah, this game is still. I don't know why it's not on the Switch, to be honest.
Yeah, you think? Wow, there you go. There you go. Maybe.
It should be on the Switch.
Maybe they got something in the pipipeline.
I'd rather buy it on the Switch. I honestly feel there was no benefit to playing it on the Xbox One.
Right.
It looks nice. It looks crisp, cartoonish look, right?
Okay.
But it should be on the Switch. I feel like I should be playing this game on the go.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, when I bought the game, I got it at GameStop, and I asked for it to be on Xbox One, specifically because I think I mentioned this before. I need something else to play on Xbox One. I buy all the major games on PS4, except for like Red Dead and Assassin's Creed. I wanted to see that scaled in 4K.
You want it because you want the most powerful, best gaming experience. It's going to be an Xbox One.
Since they don't have that many exclusives, I might as well,
saying.
Get third-party games on it.
Saying. Mr. Dan Robinson, I feel bad for Microsoft. I'm going to buy a game on that system. Get out of here. You want it to look the best.
And the guy at GameStop is like, he's like, hey, did you pre-order it? And I was like, no, this is Darksiders 3.
Right. Oh, was he trying to see if you get a fake pin or something?
No, he was just like, we only have 2 left. He's like, we only have 2 left. Just so you know, a lot of these games we don't get a lot of them on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get maybe 8 on the Xbox and 50 on the PS4.
That's weird.
We don't get because it doesn't sell apparently a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's like, a lot of third-party games just don't sell on Xbox, so we don't get a lot in stock. So
that's really weird.
Certain games you should really pre-order for the Xbox, so we keep it
right, so they can get them in. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, duly noted.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've been playing Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle on the Switch. I was completely wrong.
I know.
Game.
I know. I told you it was a good game.
This game hooked me, and I don't even play strategy games.
I know. Well, it's
tactical games.
Yeah.
I love this game. Honestly, if I would have played it last year, I would have nominated it for Game of the Year. That's how strongly I feel about it. It's hooked me.
See? Sometimes you got to listen to your co-host, Dad. Sometimes you got to listen.
Yeah, he's right once in a while.
I love it.
I love this game. This game has dominated my playtime, and I've been playing it mostly in handheld mode.
Yeah. Oh, see? That's great. And you know what? You're not done, because even when you beat the game, you have the DLC with Donkey Kong if you want to keep going. And it's a whole new experience.
Well, the whole thing is, I don't, no one's talking, right? Like, it's like those old school RPGs where you got to read the text. Yeah. So this is one of those easy games where I can pick it up and play as I'm watching a TV show or watching YouTube.
Oh, sure. You can easily multitask.
AKA listening to YouTube.
Yeah. You can easily multitask, It's great.
Yeah. This game has hooked me. I got to be honest. Every time I rage quit, something in me tells me to go back and figure out how to beat it. Like how I'm gonna strategize to get past these guys.
Oh yeah.
And I keep, you have to level up. I know I make it difficult on myself in a lot of games where I played on easy.
Oh, but I don't think you can get through without leveling up.
I never level up. That's what makes the game harder, right? Because I play it on easy, but I never level up, so it makes it harder.
Yeah.
I have to level up on this, so I always buy the best weapons and stuff like that when I get the points. So this game has hooked me. This game is fantastic on a game scale. If I had to rate it.
Fantastic. I agree.
Fantastic.
I agree. That's 2 fantastics across the board. You don't normally get that here, folks. It's a rare occasion.
So, love that game.
Yeah.
So, Dave, what have you been playing?
Well, thank you, Dan. Red Dead, and a little bit of Tetris Effect on the PSVR. I went online for a little bit. The beta's out. Everybody's complaining about the economy. It's very unbalanced. You don't necessarily get the right amount of money for doing certain tasks. The price point for certain things is off. Rockstar has heard those complaints and are tweaking it. Again, it's still the beta. It's still not 100% ready to go live. But anyone I think can access the beta if they have the game. So you can want to try it out. I did a little bit of it. It's kind of cool. Made my own character. A nice little Irish dude, a bald Irish dude. And I set up camp and whatnot. Just kind of roaming around a little bit. It's real interesting. You know, the whole map's opened up and whatnot, and kind of go where you want to go and do what you want to do. And I've been getting pretty far in the story too. I'm up to chapter 4, and ooh, some shit has gone down. That is all I'm gonna say, Dan.
No spoilers.
No spoilers whatsoever. But it got like the game was like going along at like a 7, 8. You know, in terms of intensity and the things you were doing and whatnot, right? And you'd rob a train here and hold the bank up there, and you know, go on and like take out a rival gang, and you know, you do some cool stuff, and it was all super fun, but nothing like super heavy went down, right? And then boom, like 2 big events happen. I'm like, wow, that is huge. So yeah, I'm back in it. I'm back in it, man. I love it.
Nice.
And looking at like the progress, I think there's like at least 4 more chapters to go. Like there is a lot still ahead. So super hype.
Nice. I got to get back into Red Dead.
Man.
I put it down.
Oh, it's so good.
I don't know when I'm going to get back to it because we got Smash Brothers coming out.
I know.
I got Monster Boy that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to play Monster Boy on the Switch, so
Yep.
I'll probably be switching between. Switching.
There we go.
Probably switching between Mario plus Rabbids and Monster Boy on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously I have Darksiders. Oh, well, not just Monster Boy, Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's the only Switch game, Smash
Uh-huh.
Brothers. Then you get Darksiders 3. I'm still playing. I'm still
Mm-hmm.
dabbing in because that is my type of game.
Yeah.
Like Darksiders, like sort of like a hack and slash,
Mm-hmm.
Dark Souls-y type game, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just that when you get to the
Fair
boss and you lose, you got to do everything all over again, which sucks.
Yeah.
That's something that
Tough.
really sucks. That's what makes it real tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like 3 hits away from hitting that boss in that first level, and I was so pissed when I went back all the way back to the beginning. So I got that.
Mm-hmm.
Just Cause 4, I think I may pass until it's on sale.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I got to be honest, Darksiders 3, I would wait for a sale. Not worth $60. I would wait for a
Understood.
sale.
Understood.
On Darksiders 3. I think I'm gonna wait on Just Cause 4
Mm-hmm.
for a sale at some point. Don't know when that's gonna come because January we got a lot of releases. A lot of games coming in January and February. So I don't know when I'll have time to play Just Cause 4.
Yeah.
But I did get one more pickup. And I didn't open it yet. Didn't post anything on Instagram yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I did pick up the illustrious, or in this case now, the infamous PlayStation Classic.
You got the classic. You haven't opened it yet.
I pre-ordered the Classic, baby. And I got the Classic. And I want to do sort of a modified version of the review roundup for this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because there is no Metacritic score. At least I couldn't find a Metacritic score for this.
Right.
But I pulled the 3 most compelling scores or thoughts, because a lot of people aren't giving it an actual numeric rating, but giving their thoughts on it.
Sure. Right.
But it generally is getting poor reviews. I mean, IGN gave it a 5.5. GameStop didn't give it a numeric score from what I can tell. They pretty much said the opening line is prepare for disappointment.
Right.
The Polygon, who now doesn't even give scores anymore, Sony retro game console falls short is the tagline of the review. And the Dreamcast guy, who is a really good YouTuber, you should check out his channel, Dreamcast Guy on YouTube. His system actually bricked.
Jesus. How?
Well, it's USB, powered by USB. You have to buy the power brick separately.
Right, which is like annoying because it's $40 more than the NES and the SNES offering, and no power brick. Those came with the power brick.
I think I'm going to go back to the store and buy a power brick, only because I have the power brick. If you get the Japanese version of the SNES, Super Famicom, sorry, the power brick came separate for Japan, so I bought that separate. So I might as well just buy this one separate too. So he was plugging it into different systems, like through USB, and he was plugging it in through a power. I don't think he actually plugged in a power brick. I think he was just plugging into USB ports on his laptop and stuff. And he said when he plugged it in to the USB on the dock for his Switch, his system bricked.
Wow. Well, I mean, typically those USB ports that are on the laptops and the whatever else are usually like kind of lower powered. They're not like the things that come with your phone or your iPad or whatever else. But that shouldn't brick the phone. It just shouldn't give enough charge to it, maybe, or like whatever it is, or not enough juice to actually run it off there. But I've never heard of it breaking a system. That's
well, he showed footage. He showed footage when you actually plug it in.
No, I get it. I get it. Yeah,
it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And he believes that there will be a PlayStation Classic 2. Maybe not a PlayStation 2 Classic, but a PlayStation Classic 2 with other games. And I told you last week that's exactly what I don't want.
Well,
I told you off air that before we recorded last week. I told you that's exactly what I don't want.
I mean, as in a modified version of the current one, or another PlayStation Classic with like 20 different games.
It'll be another PlayStation Classic with 20 different games, and it'll probably be better quality. And
you think?
I would be highly pissed off because then you could have just waited one more year and get it right.
Or you can look at it this way, that you have two things to collect.
Oh God! The only good thing people say about the PlayStation 2, PlayStation Classic, Classic, is the controllers feel just as light as the original controllers, and the box mimics the original box.
Of course, as it should,
But some of the poor things with the system are it uses the PAL version, which is 50 hertz, not 60 hertz. So some of the games seem a little bit slower.
Weird. Why they would do that, I don't know.
Not all the games are PAL. I think RGT 85, I seen he was playing it, and he said Twisted Metal was actually the American version, but it still ran slow.
Oh, jeez. Well, they're using an emulator in there, I'll tell you that.
So it was bad emulation, basically.
Yeah, they're using an open source emulator that somebody else put together to run their games, which is fascinating.
There's a bland menu.
Right.
Obviously,
the interface is not like the SNES or the NES.
The selection of games we already talked about. A lot of people are highly disappointed on the selection of games, and the biggest issue people are saying that you can't adjust the screen quite. There are no scan lines. There are no options to put scan lines, borders,
no display options, yeah,
or CRT filters like you can in SNES and NES Classic.
Right, which is weird. Like I don't see why. I don't know why they wouldn't have that. It's weird. You know what I wished I actually did with this for like the interface for the game selection screen and all that. I wish they did it like the old PlayStation sampler CDs that like used to come with your system, or you get with like PlayStation Magazine or whatever. That would be kind of cool. You look at this thing and it's like a bland blue screen, and you kind of cycle through the games in like a kind of like an iTunes album view, right? Where they kind of like move forward into focus, and they sit in the center, and then they like move further back, but it just doesn't have any life to it, It's I'm not excited based on the UI to play any of these games, right?
Yeah, this was a big disappointment.
Hey, man, it's there's a number of reasons why I waited, but I'm very happy that I'm waiting. just gonna let that sit for a little bit and end up buying it in the new year,
Yeah, and I understand, and I would too. I pre-ordered it because I thought. We only knew 5 games, and I figured, I didn't pre-order the SNES. Well, I couldn't pre-order the SNES Classic, and I didn't pre-order the NES Classic, right? And it was scarce.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think we're past.
So
I
hear you.
Unless it's Nintendo putting out a classic system, right? I don't think these things really are gonna sell that well. If anything, everyone online is joking. Like, did At Games make this secretly for Sony?
Ouch. At Games, the more or less official maker of all the Sega consoles, which there's always a problem with them, and they put out like 4 or 5 of them so far.
Used to be all the Sega consoles. They dropped them for.
They're not using them anymore. Finally they learned their lesson. Oy.
So let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll get into the top 10 gaming news of last week. we're back. All right, so let's get into the top 10 gaming news of last week. Let's just jump into it, if I can steal a phrase from Mr. DeFranco on YouTube. So there was apparently some Zelda concert in Osaka, Japan.
Yep.
And and you know, Ananuma. I'm horrible with names.
Anuma.
Aonuma. I think it's Aonuma. You know, he was on stage. He made a guest appearance at the concert, and he said, "I know what you all are thinking. Skyward Sword on the Switch, right?" And then he stepped down.
Yeah.
And everybody went wild.
That's funny. The black sheep.
He had mentioned it before that Skyward Sword could get a HD. They could get a HD sort of remake. Like it's possible. They've dabbed in. He's dabbed into it. It's possible. He talked about it before, and then it went silent. And then all of a sudden, he just out of nowhere just talked about it.
Interesting.
Apparently.
The black sheep of the series, though, like not a fan favorite.
But a lot of people stayed away from that because nobody wants to play Zelda games swinging and swinging motion the whole game. Like the motion controls were awful. Okay.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
They should make you turn them off, but they should have it where you could turn it on as an option. Right. Just like the Star Fox game for the Wii U. Like I should be able to use my Pro Controller.
You would think, right? No, but they want you to use the motion controls. They want you to use the big screen. Ugh.
So they make you do it. Everybody seems to want this on the Switch. Like, if and you know what? You can make it optional. Motion controls. You make motion controls optional. You know, they have motion controls on the Switch.
That's right.
With the Joy-Cons. Make it optional. I would love to have it. I never played Skyward Sword on the Switch. So, on the Wii.
So I would love the Wii U, I should say. Yeah. It's not
on the Wii. It was on the Wii, not the Wii.
Oh, the Wii. I mean, yeah. It's not great. It's not great.
Famous last words from Dave. It's not great.
It's not great.
No other words. It's just not great.
I mean, look. Zelda 2, like the Adventure of Link, people aren't a big fan of, right? It's
because it was completely different from the original.
Well, that and like a lot of the hints are like real out there, and some.
Well, the translation was terrible.
Sure, but I mean, all the games at that time were, Castlevania 2 was like all the RPGs, tons of like English. But that is a good game though.
Before you continue, I don't want to cut you off. I have a little surprise for you. I got a little pickup in the vein of Zelda 2. Hopefully it comes before we start recording next episode. For next week. Hopefully I'll have it and then I can talk about it. But go ahead. You were saying.
All right. Very, very, very curious. So I don't know. Like as far as I could tell, like fan reception not great. I was definitely not a big fan of it. It's definitely bottom 3 Zelda games. Excluding the CDI games. We don't really count those.
We don't count those. We don't mention those games.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's the one of the only games that hasn't gotten a remaster in some way, shape, or form, right?
I think it's time.
Maybe. Maybe.
Especially if they don't. Especially if let's say Metroid isn't ready.
Oh,
right?
Metroid 4, right? Yeah.
Metroid Prime 4 is not ready. And maybe you have a Metroid trilogy, which may or may not be happening, right? What else could you put out? You could put out another port to tie you over until you have some big guns like Metroid Prime 4 or whatever other new Zelda game. We talked about it last week, right? There could be another Zelda game on the way sooner than later.
Right.
And could this be it? Could this be the new Zelda? Well, they didn't say port. They more or less alluded to new Zelda game, but what if they were referring to this?
Yeah, could be. Could be.
Right? I just know if it comes out on the Switch, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna add it to the Switch collection.
Well, look, if it comes out, I am also going to get it too, but I'm not going to jump on and play it just yet. I'll wait a little bit.
All right. Let's talk about loot boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So, loot boxes has been a very controversial thing since Star Wars Battlefront 2, right?
Well, I mean, even like before that, but it blew up for EA, yeah.
It was bad before that, but this is when it came into
a head.
The mainstream, right? The mainstream when it was a big outcry over the loot boxes in Star Wars Battlefront, right? All and then
too far, some may say.
And now we got a whole bunch. We got governments getting involved. Loot boxes. This is too crazy. Now we talked about governments in other countries, but now it's come home. Okay, the Federal Trade Commission pretty much agreed to investigate video game loot boxes in the U.S. This is something serious. Now, could we see the government regulate loot boxes in video games?
Well,
or will we self-regulate? Remember, we were in the news with in the eye of the government when it came down to violent games back in the 90s, and then we self-regulated, right? We have our own rating system, the ESRB.
We do have the ESRB, and game companies kind of good game companies, which is pretty much the lot of them, I think, in the light of violence, understand that you can't have ultra violence without repercussions in the game world, right? You take a game like Red Dead, right, and you run around, you kill people and whatever. You can be an outlaw, bang bang, shoot them up. Eventually the law is going to come after you, right? And they're going to go ahead and gun you down. So there's like consequences to your actions, right? We have done a pretty good job, I think, in the last couple of years of, creating games that have weight, being able to have these open world games, but still have consequences for your actions. Kind of, it grounds everything, right? I think now the government is recognizing that loot boxes are a form of gambling, right? And at least here in America, you have to be 18 to gamble, right? They do not let kids gamble. You can't buy a lottery ticket. You can't buy a scratch-off card. You can't go into a casino and put a quarter in a machine and win money. Because if you do, you're going to get in some hot water, and they're not going to give you your money. So I believe that a lot of, senators and whatnot are kind of taking the stage and saying, look, loot boxes are bad for these kids. The kids don't know. They have a big disconnect. Like all they know is I can pay $5 and have a chance to get Pikachu, right? But they might not understand the percentages behind all that, right? It could be a 1% chance that you get the thing that you want, right? And there's a 99% chance you're not going to get the thing you want. And you're going to go, oh, I didn't get it. Let me spend another $5. Let me spend another $5. So I think, to me, I think that's what the crux of this is, right? Is, making sure that they're not taking advantage of people who don't know they're being taken advantage of, right?
Well, I'm gonna play devil's advocate slightly, but then I'm gonna.
There's a lot to get into here. There's a lot to get into.
But then I'm gonna shoot it down. Mm-hmm. So I could play devil's advocate and said, what is the difference from when we were kids and we bought trading cards? Right? It's the same thing. It is a total gamble, especially if you're going for a whole set like I was. Mm-hmm. It's a total gamble was what comes in those pack of cards.
Right. You
never
referring to like baseball cards or even like the Marvel cards or X-Men cards.
The X-Men cards back in the day, the Marvel cards.
Sure. No, it is 100% the same thing.
The difference, and this is where I'm going to shoot it down, the difference is when we were kids, if you didn't have $5, you didn't have $5. You had
there's that too.
You had to if you didn't have the money tangible in your hand,
you couldn't get it.
Mm-hmm. Here, the kid may have his parents' credit card and they can theoretically just keep spending, right? And rack up an enormous bill.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of the game systems have, especially the Switch, they have kind of like kid modes, or they have things in place with account lockouts and this and that. So, parents, like, you definitely have to do your part and, get on there, know what your kid is doing, know what your kid's getting into, and, set the proper parental controls. There's nothing wrong with that. You want your kid to have fun, but you also want them to learn responsibility and understand that, like, hey, like, does this actually cost money? It's not just a piece of plastic that I can use to get things. Like, you eventually have to pay the bill, right?
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see if the government will actually step in. I mean, and how would they regulate? It would have to be. I mean,
well, I mean,
is it going to be mature rating? Are they going to put like this? Or all games with in-game loot boxes mature rating?
Well, let's take a quick step back. What are your thoughts on the government intervention to this?
I don't want the government to come in. All right,
Really?
I don't want them in our space.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. And what happens when there's another mass shooting and they blame video games? And they've already have their toe in the water with us, regulating us with loot boxes. I don't want them to regulate violence in games now, right? Where a person can't have an actual real gun in a Call of Duty game. It has to be a fictional gun.
So,
right?
So I see. So I think what you're trying to get at is you'd want an independent regulatory body and not the United States government, which kind of has their own interests at hand. Right.
I want the video game industry to do what they did in the 90s when it came to violent games and regulate itself.
Well, yeah, I mean, they ended up making the ESRB out of that, right?
I want the ESRB to step in, and because they're saying they don't believe it's gambling. That is their ESRB stance.
The ESRB says it's not gambling.
Yes. And I want them to step in and say, we may not think it's gambling, but we think people should be aware that there are loot boxes in the games. So now there is another labeling system when we label games that have loot boxes. Now, the problem with that is when you have a physical release, what if the loot boxes aren't in the game when it's released, when it's first released? What if the loot boxes come in 6 months after the game's been released, or a year after the game's been released?
Well, I mean, then, a couple of things are probably going to have to happen in that case, right? You're probably going to have to run a re-release of the box art, which has the new label on there if they go with a labeling system. Definitely what they're going to do is put a download patch out and then have an extra screen at the beginning of the game. Hey, this game contains loot boxes and whatever, accept the terms and this and that, and have like a whatever that a lot of games already do have, So they can definitely patch it through on the digital side, right? It downloads the new update and this and that, and then boom, your game is up to date.
And then what counts as is it just in-game current? Like, here's this thing of loot boxes, right? Is it going to be anything that's you have to pay for extra after you pay for the game, right? Like, is it going to be?
Well, a loot box specifically is a.
I'm just saying microtransactions in general. Are they going to have to?
Well, no, I mean,
distinguish
if it's
between
like
the
a
different
one-to-one,
microtransactions.
If it's like a 1-to-1 situation, right? You pay $5, you get this piece of armor, or you pay $5 and you get $5 in-game currency to buy special weapons and items, right? You understand what you're going to get, right? There is no chance in that case. You spend money, you get something. The loot box is kind of the same because you get one thing or two things or three things. Like, there's a guaranteed number of things. The thing of it is the rarity of the thing that you get is really what's at play, right? You can have like a bronze tier, silver tier, gold tier. Usually there's like, normal, rare, and like super, super rare or whatever it is. They usually have that kind of thing. And like the super rare stuff is going to have like 1% or less than 1%, right? So, those numbers need to be up front. and it has to be clearly stated. Like, look, here's your percentage chances of getting all of these things, right? And I think that's fair, right? Because even if they do print it or put it in the game somewhere, it's usually super obscure and in some far back like place in the interface, and they do that on purpose. They go, oh, we need to put this in the game. We'll just put this in the corner on like page 29 of like the 100-page document, and you're never going to see it. So you just know that, oh, I can go here to buy stuff, So I hear what you're saying. I think I kind of agree that maybe the government's not the best organization to get in there.
I mean, I'm okay
and regulate,
but I'm okay with the government starting investigations to get the conversation started, just like they did in the 90s with violent games.
Sure.
Right? But I ultimately don't want them to step into our world. Stay out of our world. Because I don't want you to step into our world for something more serious and regulate us even more and censor us.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't want.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an issue that is not going away. And the video game industry is going to have to come together like we did in the 90s. But I will say this. Say Belgium has this war on loot boxes, right? They have laws and you can get jail time. EA is fighting it tooth and nail. They are not taking loot boxes out, and they're going to court.
They're gonna end up losing.
So, well, that's
the law is pretty clear.
Well, they can argue they could be an unfair law. I mean, that's happened. Laws have been appealed several times.
Sure.
So we'll see if they take it in front of a judge in Belgium and what the judge says, right? Because that can mean something going forward everywhere else, right? We could look and say, hey, look, in Belgium, they went to court and they said this is gambling, right? That could change the ESRB's mind across the board.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get into our lead story. GameStop. I just talked about them. How GameStop told me,
I feel like they're always in the news. We talk about them a lot.
Well, I buy a lot of stuff from them. I actually have
So do I.
$45 worth of coupons on my account, my GameStop account.
You better use them quick.
I better use them quick because apparently they're in trouble.
Yeah.
They had the third quarterly earnings call recently, and they lost
your favorite earnings calls. Your favorite
calls, and they lost almost $500 million.
Right.
In net loss.
This
they are in trouble.
This after their new CEO came in after, I don't know, he's been there for a couple months and then ended up leaving.
He was there for like 3 months.
Yeah. Now he's not there anymore. So that's really not that good of a sign. He couldn't really do that much in that short of time.
But what I don't understand, they need to change. I mean, we talked about this.
To what?
We talked about this like 100 episodes ago.
We did. We talked about it very early on, like things we could do to improve, GameStop. And I think we both kind of came to the conclusion, or you brought up maybe a more boutique experience, right? Something that's a little more unique and whatnot, and less just like a store that's jammed with a bunch of games and a bunch of accessories and figurines, right?
I'm okay with the figurines. I'm okay with the dolls and the t-shirts.
They don't sell though. That's the problem.
Well, one, they need better. Okay. Let's stop right there. They need better quality stuff. A lot of that stuff is cheap.
Agreed. Oh yeah, and it's marked up to high heaven.
And they have so much variety. Come on, you don't make me feel like I need to go get it. It's a reason why everybody's clamoring for NES Classic. It's it's quality and it's not much in stock.
Right.
There's ways they can make people go in to buy t-shirts and coffee cups and stuff like that. There's a way, marketing wise, strategic, they could strategize on how to actually sell those. Right. But make it more of a lounge type of thing. Make it the Starbucks of
make it like a place
games.
You want to go to, right? And hang out and this and that. And then maybe you can sell higher quality items for a larger price. And then you get NES Classic style items as opposed to at games Sega Genesis items.
Yeah, maybe you have more tournaments in different locations and stuff. And I mean, there are so many ways they can improve it.
So you're saying maybe kind of listen to the fans, maybe endear yourself to the fans, and not try and nickel and dime them for every $5 pre-order, right?
Well, that if one more person asked me, would I like to pre-order the next
You
Call
see
of
what I'm
Duty
saying?
game?
It's a place you don't
It's
want to go to
annoying.
get games, right? You
It's
know,
annoying.
they're trying to get blood from a stone, and people aren't dumb. They're just gonna go, well, what's the advantage of me going to GameStop? I can just go to Amazon.com with my Prime account and have free 2-day shipping, and boom, I pre-order the game. I have it the day of. It's great. No mess, no
Well,
fuss.
it looks like pre-owned sales are down by 13% compared to
Mhm.
the previous quarters,
Mhm.
which is the lifeblood of GameStop is the pre-owned games. But they're
Right.
gonna
That's what they were banking on.
eventually they're gonna have to shift because those we're gonna go more. If we're not, let's say we don't even go all digital, we're gonna go more digital,
It's going to
right?
be at least
So it's
75,
gonna
80% digital,
it's gonna go it's gonna go down, right?
Right.
So
And then you
pre-owned
get
games are gonna be non-existent. They're gonna be just keys.
right. And you get, you get things like the Humble Bundle, and you look at the PlayStation Store and the Xbox Store. If you have an Xbox Live account or PlayStation account, they give you 2 free games every month beyond all the discounts for games if you're like a Gold member or a PlayStation Plus member, you know? So you can just download it and then boom, there you go. You don't have any clutter in the house. Like that's where you want to be. And GameStop doesn't really have any sort of digital marketplace, right? It's just not.
It's just not there. It's just not
No,
existent.
no.
They're just poorly run. They don't think. They don't think ahead. They just
Right.
they're
Yeah.
still thinking the archaic retail experience, and that's just not. That's
Right.
dying.
They're like I think their parent company is ThinkGeek now, I think, or at least they're definitely heavily
I'll give you an
partnered with them.
example. I'll give you an example of how they're poorly run. Okay, in the big GameStop store in New York, which is on 33rd Street.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I think that's the flagship store in New York.
huge.
I could be
Yeah.
I could be mistaken. I mean, it's not huge in size, but
It's
it's
big for a New York store, yeah.
it's pretty big for New York store, but it's in a prime location
Mm-hmm.
where they do lots of traffic, right? Whenever there's a con in New York, GameStop always has something going on there.
Yeah.
The downstairs is all ThinkGeek, where you get all the figurines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not Amiibo, but all the figurines.
Yeah.
When I went to go pick up my PlayStation Classic, the guy in front of me, we were waiting in line forever. It was a long line, and the guy in front of me had a bunch of figurines in his hand, and the GameStop guy was like, "I'm sorry, I can't ring those up. You got to take it downstairs to ThinkGeek. You can only ring it up there."
Ugh. Why?
That's ridiculous. You own
Why?
ThinkGeek. You're the same damn company.
Right?
Why did I have to go downstairs to buy
Yeah.
it when he wants to buy the figurines in the game on the same receipt?
Mm-hmm.
That's just poorly run. Imagine if you went to Macy's, right? And you went into the Calvin Klein section and you had Calvin and you did pick up some Calvin Klein clothes from the Calvin Klein section, but then you picked up some I don't know, Kenneth Cole or Perry Ellis. I'm old. I know. I'm old. Or Tommy Hilfiger. And they said, "I'm sorry, you can't ring that up here. You have to go to the Tommy Hilfiger section to ring that up."
Right.
That would be ridiculous. That would be absurd. That would be unheard of. That would be, listen, you know what? That's a gamer grief right there. That's ridiculous. Why does this man have to go downstairs and buy for his ThinkGeek? Why can't he buy them all in one right here?
Yeah, yeah. There really is no reason for that, right? And it just kind of puts you off, right? It's like, I just want to get these things here. Can you help me out to buy them? No, it's not really our policy. There's no good reason why, Not
They
at
need to conform to the times.
all. Mm-hmm.
And you know who's conforming to the times?
Who?
Nintendo.
Oh, is this your segue? Is this possibly a Dan Robinson classic segue?
Segue. Yes.
Oh my God. Fantastic. All right, I'm about it. It gets the Dave Rotino seal of approval.
Thank you. So Nintendo's gotten with the times, right? We have a new CEO,
Kimishima-san.
Kimishima-san. He's pretty young. He's in his 40s, right? For a CEO.
Yeah, definitely young, especially in Japan. Yeah.
So we had the Nintendo Creator Program where
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted to do YouTube videos about Nintendo related material, you needed to submit it to them for approval. And then you can possibly get up to 60% of the ad revenue whenever they actually let you post it. Right.
Right.
It may be long time before they let you post it.
Yeah.
Way ahead of when it's not that subject or that game is no longer popular.
Oh yeah, no.
Right?
I mean, I saw some people posting on Twitter that hey, Nintendo, released my video on Super Mario Maker, which is like a 3-year-old game now. It's like, oh my god. Yeah,
So,
like Nintendo was living in the dark ages with this. They were really trying to tamp down on everybody who was making videos about their games in any way, shape, or form. Reviews and let's plays and this and that. And at first they were like, nope. And then they're like, okay, we have an idea. We will take all of the profits and we will maybe give you some of the profits, right? And that was kind of like where they were. And it looks like it's coming to an end now, right?
it is over. As of in December, they said that they will not be accepting. They will be closing the program and not accepting any more videos. In large part, and again, they haven't said this is because of the new CEO, but I'm gonna imagine this was his idea.
Right.
They want to make it easier for content creators to make and monetize videos that contain Nintendo game content.
Mm-hmm.
AKA Smash Brothers is out, and we want everybody playing it online.
Yeah, like that's the thing too. I know we talked about it a little bit off the other mics. It's free advertisement, right? Everyone and their mother is going to be playing Smash Brothers, making Smash videos, right? Why would you not want that to be plastered all over YouTube, right? It's just going to get people to buy the game quicker. They're going to go, oh, Smash Brothers is out. I'm going to go buy that game, right? It's going to keep it relevant. Ugh.
It just makes
very
sense.
happy. Yeah.
I'm very happy for all the YouTubers and streamers out there because now you can go out there and give them free advertising, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. It's encouraging. Let's see. I mean, there are some guidelines you do have to follow.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sure you can't post a game that's not out yet.
Right.
They will strike you down.
Sure.
If you get a leak of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. I didn't put this in the show notes last week. This pretty much came up, towards the end of the week when the show was pretty much done for last week. Mm-hmm. But so much has happened, I just can't not talk about it. And that's Bethesda. Okay, they had to hold the debacle with Fallout 76. The game is now like half price. You get the game for like $35, $40, something like that.
That's insane.
It just came out. Now they're possibly facing a class action lawsuit over Fallout 76.
Mm-hmm.
The class action lawsuit, well, the law firm that's sort of investigating is, they pretty much investigating, can they have a class action lawsuit over the game? Buggy nature, and Bethesda's sort of resistant to provide a refund to PC gamers. It's mostly PC gamers. I'm sure you can get some console gamers in there, but console gamers could return the game, not for full price, but wherever they bought it from. Sure. Well, if you buy it from GameStop, you're not gonna get full price. I mean, the guy tore up that GameStop store because he couldn't.
Yeah, in the most famous of Twitter, Instagram posts and whatnot, just guy went bananas. And we talked about it, I think, last week maybe, or a week before?
No, it was last week. Last week. But this is mostly PC gamers, because PC gamers, once you buy it, you cannot return it, which is why this game is not on Steam, because Steam has they do have a return policy.
Yeah, they have a 2 hours or 2 weeks, basically. If you play the game less than 2 hours, you can return it. If you have the game less than 2 weeks, you can still return it if you're unhappy with it.
So I think the no contact with the law firm, and the law firms had like an official statement, like they had like over 500 people contact them. Mm-hmm. This is just a black eye for Bethesda. I mean, not only that, the special edition with the big helmet, the Fallout helmet, the bag was a different material as advertised than what was actually shipped to people.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was just reading they're gonna send out new bags to everybody who bought the special edition.
But it got worse before that was announced. Their remedy was to give you in-game currency worth $5.
Yeah.
And the funny part was somebody online, I think it was on Reddit, said, I couldn't even buy that bag in the game with that $5. The bag in the game cost $10.
That's so funny. Yeah. So like the recent update now is that they're going to give people like brand new bags, like physical ones are going to ship them out.
I mean, the game is so buggy. They put out like a patch that was like 40 gigs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's insane. It's insane. Right. It's, it's curious because I was kind of looking at the story first off. I'm like, oh God, fans can just be so, like we said before, like, when we were kind of talking about the FTC thing and whatnot, fans can be real, I don't know what the word is, petty or needy or this and that, or like why is my game all messed up and I paid $60 for this, right? The guy came into GameStop and was huffing and puffing and ripping up the store because the game was bad, but like looking into it further, like this game is almost unplayable, right? Like the game crashes frequently, right? And the game is all online, so you have to be online to play it. And people getting kicked out of servers and whatnot. The economy being tanked, missions being borked where you can't continue in the game. People are like falling through the environment. Like there's a lot of bad stuff out there, Like this is very much an incomplete game. This is a game that should have came out Christmas too, right? The beta came out a week before the game came out.
This is a game that should be maybe on the original Christmas one of next year. Maybe.
Yeah, like sometimes you have to sit there, stand back and look at your product and be like, okay, it's not ready, No amount of crunch time is going to get it done to when it needs to go live, I understand they had like all the advertising and all the spots and all that was kind of planned. So it's like, well, we can't go back now, but I don't know. It's a bad look.
It is a black eye for a great company. Yeah. You know what? Everyone is going to have a black, everyone's going to have that black eye, right? That stain. No one's perfect. This is their hiccup. They're working on 2 big titles for next gen. Right, and to tie us over, they have Rage 2 coming out. Right, so
the game that nobody wanted,
the game that nobody asked for, but we're gonna get anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like it certainly looked kind of cool, but it was like, wow, Rage 2, huh?
Let's see if that game is actually any good.
I know because the first one wasn't.
But and also, so Bethesda also had an Elder Scrolls mobile game called Blades.
Right. We saw that at the Apple conference. I think they had some gameplay of it and this and that.
Yeah, the Apple conference. I think it was like last year.
Yeah, yeah.
Last year, not this year. Mm-hmm. And it's supposed to be out it was supposed to be out pretty much in December, but they've now pushed that back into early 2019. Mm-hmm. I guess because they're getting a lot of bad press for Fallout 76 being terrible. They don't want this game to fall.
Yeah, right.
They come in and fall by the wayside and get hated on because of Fallout 76.
Right, exactly. Because we know Elder Scrolls 6 is a way off. We basically got a JPEG at the E3 conference.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that game is a ways off. This is
that game is what we're gonna have. That game is 2021.
Oh, easily. That's gonna be like a PS5 launch title.
No, I think it's going to be a year after the next gen is out already.
Maybe, yeah.
But you know what? Let's get excited because not only do we have Smash Brothers coming out this week, not only do we have Monster Boy coming out this week, and Just Cause 4, we also have the Game Awards 2018 coming out.
That's right.
Okay, so Jeff Keighley tweeted he has more than 10 new game announcements for the show. Okay. That's crazy. Okay,
yeah.
So that tells me they've never had this before in their history. That tells me this is going to be a big deal. The Game Awards is becoming a big deal. It really should air in January, so they can count those
That's
December
when all the
games?
award shows are. It's always after the end of the year, so that everything that came out between January and December 31st can get nominated, possibly.
Potato. Some, we can't argue over that now. It's coming. It's
Right.
always the first week of December. It's a little weird. I'm not going to lie, because all the nominees need to be sort of, the nominees even get voted on by, the game industry, the people in the industry, right? And those votes need to be in the mid-November for nominees.
Right.
What happened to the big games that come out by Thanksgiving, right? That week of Thanksgiving.
What happened to Smash Brothers? No nominations. It didn't make the cutoff. Right?
Didn't make the cutoff. Well,
is it going to be in there next year? Like, I don't know how that works. Does it go November to November? Because then it's the Game Awards end of 2018 and most of 2019.
That is true.
Right? It's weird, And I forget the games that didn't make it last year because it was so long ago. Like, yeah.
No, but that's a good point.
Right?
What came out last year in December? There was a big Nintendo game that came out last year.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, we already had Odyssey out. Obviously, Breath of the Wild.
Xenoblade came out in December.
Xenoblade, yeah.
I don't even know if that's nominated for anything.
I don't necessarily think it is. We can definitely take a look at that. But, yeah, I mean, it's great that all these new big announcements are going to be there. Not all of them are going to be new game announcements. Some of them are going to be announcements for games we know about. Possibly get some release dates or new trailers or footage. But like all of this is good stuff.
No, all this is good. I can't wait. I'm excited now about the Game Awards. Especially now that there is no PSX, because usually it's like the Game Awards and then 2 days later
is the PlayStation Experience.
Experience, right? Or the next day.
Yeah.
I think it was like the next day. It's always on a Thursday, and then like Friday's PlayStation Experience.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that weekend. Yeah.
Let's talk about Walmart Canada, or as we coined it before, E3 2.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Death Stranding release date or release window was leaked by Walmart Canada. This could be one of the 10 new game announcements, right? It could be Could be announcing a release date for Death Stranding. They have a release window of June 30th.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Keighley actually tweeted about it when he said there are new game announcements, and he's like, "I'm looking at you, Canada." Walmart.
Yeah, right. I'm starting to suspect, because we had this last year before E3, right? And I think they possibly had some other flubs. I'm almost starting to think that companies are paying Walmart Canada to quote unquote leak these release windows and whatnot, right? Because then it gets you in the news, and then you're all over the place. All the gaming outlets talk about you. All the damn creators online make all these memes and post it around, and everybody gets all the hype, And it's like,
and we're talking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I don't know how much truth there is to it, but it's
Walmart Canada actually responded to Jeff Keighley and doubled down on their post. Mm-hmm. They said, as per information stated for this item, this is a pre-order that will ship in June.
There you go. They're like, yep, this is it.
Wow.
This is it.
They're gangster, man.
Yeah.
Will Walmart get any games anymore?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's funny. Also, there was talks about Rocksteady bringing out their new game to the Game Awards, but they've come on Twitter and said they are not confirming a Superman game. No, they're not announcing a game for the Game Awards, and the game they're working on is not a Superman game.
Yeah. Interesting. You would think the house that built Batman, in terms of the the game universe and whatnot, they put out 3 amazing Batman games. You figure, why not do a Superman, and then why not do a crossover game between the two, right? If not a Superman game, what could they be doing?
Who knows? maybe it really is a Superman game, and they're just doing this to throw us off the scent. That could be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not the first time people lie.
It's true. It's true. You know, kind of like throw people off the scent a little bit, and like, you know what? Remember that Superman thing? Just kidding. We're doing a Superman game, and here's the trailer.
All right. So that
would be awesome.
I always like to end the news with something weird, something different that's in the news. The weirdest story I can find last week, and this is a little weird. We talked a lot about Fortnite, right? Mm-hmm. In the news, it's been nominated the Gamer Choice Awards. That's going to come up soon too. I think that's next weekend.
Yeah. We talked about it last week. It's a very weird award show, but we'll be watching it.
Yeah, people love Fortnite, right? People love Fortnite. Fortnite has over 200 million people registered playing. Yeah,
it's insane. It's like the new Minecraft. Everyone's just playing it. Everyone and their mother.
And apparently, parents loved it at first because they would pay tutors to teach their kids how to play Fortnite and be good at Fortnite.
Right, exactly. Which I don't know why, unless you want your kid to be like a competitive esports player. Otherwise, you're kind of throwing your money away.
That's no different than That's no different than parents pushing their kids to be singers, dancers, gymnasts. Basketball.
Well,
players.
but like you feel like that's a tangible skill that they can take into life and make something of it. To be an esports star, it's a little tough. I don't know.
But apparently some of those parents are regretting it because Fortnite addiction is forcing kids into video game rehab.
Yeah, I mean, look. I feel like this is a little bit of a misleading title because video games in and of themselves can be very addicting,
A lot of things can be addictive.
Exactly. I mean,
I was addicted to sweet potato pie.
Well, there you go. I mean, sweet potato pie is fantastic.
I had to stop. No, I'm serious. I had to stop. The doctor said I had to stop eating sweet potato pie. So much sweet potato pie. So now I only eat it during the holidays, and that's it. I can't eat it any other time.
Yeah. So I mean, Fortnite is really no different than any other game. It's no different than Tetris or World of Warcraft or this and that. But it does do things. It does do certain things right to get people to keep playing the game. Right. The way they have their system set up and the way the graphics are and the way you get skills and the way you progress in the game is all designed in a way to keep you playing the game, right? So Fortnite's just doing it the best out of everybody, right? And now it's becoming a thing. Now it's a little bit of an epidemic, right? Or so this article says. People were just kind of playing it day and night, and their kids won't get off it. Then it starts to become a problem, right? It's a little weird that,
I just want to ask this lady when her kid wants to eat ice cream for dinner, what does she do? Does she allow it? Or does she say, no, you can't have ice cream for dinner?
Yeah, right. Parents got to be parents sometimes.
I'm just saying. I'm not telling you how to parent.
You're right. You're right, Dan. You were 100% right.
So I'm going to bring something back that we haven't had in a while. Let's bring back a Convo of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's do it. Let's do a Convo of the Week, and let's do it on the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Why don't we do a Game Awards prediction?
Right. So before we go, we're gonna each throw out a couple of predictions because there's gonna be over 10 announcements there, right? We're gonna kind of throw out some things we think.
10 new game announcements. God knows what else they're gonna have.
10 new game announcemts, right?
Over 10 new game announcements. We only have three predictions each. Predictions each.
Sure.
And you must be just like the E3 or E3 predictions. You must be specific
because it'll be that much sweeter to prove you wrong. So I'm 100% all for that.
We'll see. Listen, man. I'm going for home runs. All my things.
All right. Well, you know what?
I'm going for a double or a single. I'm going for a home run, baby.
All right, Ken Griffey Jr. You go ahead and kick it off.
I'm going for a home run, man.
All right. Okay. First at bat, Ken Griffey
Sony
Jr.,
will announce its
Dan
new
Robinson.
portable system at the Game Awards. No.
Oh God. Yeah, you're gonna keep. By all means, say that because you're gonna be wrong.
They're saving it for PSX, man. 2019.
Right. Oh my God.
All right. So you know what? I'll say all three. Three of them.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we just talked about Rocksteady, right?
Yep.
And they confirmed that they will not be at the Game Awards and they will not have a Superman game. I think that's wrong. I think they will announce it.
You think they're 100% lying that they're not going to be?
They will be there. And I think they will announce a new DC game.
Right.
It won't be Superman. I don't think they're lying about that. It could be Justice League. It could be Aquaman. I don't think it'll be Batman. But I think
the Flash.
they
have a lot of properties they can definitely pull on. Could be a Wonder Woman game. How cool
could be Wonder Woman. There you go. Wonder Woman. The movie's coming out, right?
Yeah.
So I think they will. I think they will do that. All right, I'm swinging for the fences, baby. Home runs.
Okay.
Home runs. Okay. My number two. Bayonetta 3, which we first heard about
last year at the Game Awards.
Right? We didn't see a trailer. We didn't get a logo. We just got working on Bayonetta 3. Yep. We will get a trailer and a release date.
Sure, I'm with that.
3. As a matter of fact, it will start the Game Awards.
You think it's going to kick off the Game Awards? Are you going to make that part of the prediction, or that's just a little icing on the cake?
That's just a little icing on the cake. It'll be one of the first 3 games announced when the Game Awards first start.
All right, interesting.
All right, now here, this is where I'm Babe Ruthing it. Okay, I'm pointing to the sky. Pointing to the sky.
Yeah.
You going
to the left field wall or the right field wall?
I'm going straight down the middle, baby.
Straight down the middle, over the green monster.
Over the green monster. I'm pointing. Right. I'm pointing. Okay. Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword Remaster for Switch will be announced.
Okay. Yeah, I'm lost. You're like 1 for 3 here. I'm sorry.
No, it will be there. It will be
1 for 3.
It will be announced. I'm not saying we'll get a trailer. Maybe we'll get a trailer. I'm not saying we'll get a release date, but it will get. That's a maybe.
Right.
It will be announced. Nintendo usually holds all of their cards close to the vest, close to the chest.
Oh, yeah.
And for Anuma to actually just say it, hey, Skyward Sword, I know what you're thinking, right? And of course, Nintendo made an official statement that they have no, they have no plans to announce a Skyward Sword game because it's going to be at the Game Awards. That's why. That's why.
You're 1 for 3, Dan. I'm sorry. You're 1 for 3.
Nope. I'm all.
So okay. I'm just going to get into mine right off the bat. The obvious one, the low-hanging fruit, because Keighley and Kojima, Hideo Kojima and Jeff Keighley are best friends, Death Stranding release date confirmed at the Game Awards. Guaranteed. I mean, also, I was saying that even before I heard about the Walmart Canada leak and all that, and Keighley with his Twitter comment. Now it's basically all but certain. I think there's a 99.9% chance that that's going to be an announcement. Somewhere in the show.
What a way to go out on a limb.
Well, I'm just saying. Beyond that, Cyberpunk 2077, the Witcher guys, CD Projekt Red, they will have a release date for Cyberpunk. We already got an hour-long, straight up gameplay trailer, right? In-game gameplay trailer. Everything was kind of interactive. You saw, somebody going through the game and customizing the character and doing all that awesome stuff. So the game is in a really good spot. It looked amazing.
So you think release date? An actual release date? I think.
Yeah.
If I had to, maybe I think play. No, I won't say devil's advocate. I would think they would announce a release window. I don't think we'll get a date. I will counter that and say a release window.
All right, possibly. And then the last one, haven't heard anything about this at the last E3. The last time we heard about this game was two years ago, where they just had the logo.
We heard about it at E3 2017.
That's right. It just said Metroid Prime 4. It was just a logo. And the fans went wild, right? It's a brand new studio doing it. In-house, I think, maybe?
Yeah.
It's definitely not Retro Studios anymore, sadly. They've kind of moved on. They're doing other stuff. But we haven't heard anything about it. Keighley loves Nintendo. Nintendo loves Keighley. I figure he's got this. We're going to get a trailer, and we're going to get a release date. All right? We're going to know some things coming out of this show on Thursday.
I want to say no to that. I want to say No, only because that's so big.
Yeah, it's huge.
I think they want to keep that for one of their directs that we get in early 2019.
Yeah.
I think if anything, I think you're 1 for 2, 1 for 3. I think Death Stranding is
come on,
a no-brainer.
A lock. Yeah.
I think Cyberpunk will get a release window, not a date.
Well, all right. I get half credit for that if that's true. Then come on, give me half credit.
But I think we won't hear anything about Metroid Prime 4, other than since we're working on Metroid Prime 4. Here's a little something that you can look forward to next year, and we'll get a Metroid Prime trilogy trailer. That's the case.
Still holding out for a hero. I see.
You damn right I am. You damn right I am.
So yeah, we're
next week we will talk about who was right and who was wrong. Who's going to argue for half credit?
100%. Check the social media because I will be blowing it up, letting everyone know how wrong Dan was and how many of my predictions were right. I'm going 3 for 3. All right, I am gonna 100% this prediction.
You hit a single. I'm going to throw home runs, baby.
Are you? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm shooting the rock like Steph Curry, half court. That's what I'm doing.
I'm going to the wall, jumping and catching that ball. You were out, son.
You were hitting. You were trying to hit free. You shooting free throws like Dwight Howard.
Oh my God! Get out of here! Get out of here! And you know what? We're gonna get out of here because that wraps it up. Episode 142 in the books. We're very excited for the Game Awards. We'll see how this FTC thing kind of pans out. We'll see if this Walmart Canada thing has any truth to it. So it's a lot of stuff. We'll be playing a ton of Smash. That's coming out this Friday. So we'll probably do a review roundup next week. I think kind of give our thoughts on the game and overall reception. If you guys want to interact with us, and we know you do. You can do so on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Vero at Rated G for Gamers. You can email us at info@ratedgforgamers.com. So please like, listen, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
keep gaming.